Yay! Halloween videos. I'm so excited. So to start this one off, I already have on my wig because I didn't want to take the chance of messing up my face paint because I did it last year. It's looking a little crazy because I couldn't find a wig cap. But don't worry, we'll just fix all that later. So don't you pay any mind to that. So to start it off, we're going to need some music because it's going to be like a 5-hour paint job. So we're just going to get it going with a little Montel, and then we're going to keep it moving, and we're going to moisturize and prime our faces. So to start our look, I'm going to take my Snazaroo face palette that I got from Michael's, and I'm just going to map out where my black eyes are going to be. I'm just doing this to avoid getting any white in there so it doesn't turn gray on us. Then I'm going to take that same face paint and cover my entire face with it. Do not use a stippling brush like me. It will come out super duper streaky, as you can see. So I'm going to switch to kind of like a beauty blender. I think this is the Ofra Blending Puff. I'm not sure. If you saw me on Snapchat, I was talking about it saying it was a little stiff, but for Halloween tutorials, it is working just fine. So I'm going to cover my entire face in white, and then we're going to keep it moving. I don't know. I'm editing. I'm doing this voiceover as I edit, which I usually don't do. So yeah, just so you know. Then I'm going to go in with a black cream paint. This is from the Make It Forever Flash palette, and I'm going to start outlining the sockets of my eyes. Now, I was just kind of winging it as I usually do with these, so I don't know. I don't know what I was going with the points. I can't tell you. This was late at night that I started filming this, but they will turn into more circles later on throughout the tutorial. Promise. Then I started to fill in my eye with the black face paint, and I decided that I wanted to add a color to my lids. So I'm just taking a clean makeup brush and I'm softening the edge of that black cream color. Then we're going to go in with a Morphe palette. This is the 35B, and I'm going to take that fuchsia shade and I'm going to work that into my crease and above my crease, blending it with the black. And then for more gradient effect, I'm going to take that second pink and the last pink. I'm going to add the first pink right underneath the fuchsia, and then the lightest pink right on the lid to give it a nice gradient effect. I hope I said that right. I feel like I tried to do that like 10 times. I also want to drag the fuchsia color underneath my eye as well, and then you can start filling in the rest of your eye with black. And if I'm using the cream black from the Make It Forever Flash palette, I will set it with an eyeshadow, but if I'm using the black in the Snazaroo face paint palette, I will not set it with an eyeshadow because it doesn't need to set. It'll just dry and be good to go. Then I'm going to just try to hollow out the temples of my head, and I'm going to use the Make It Forever Flash palette again. I'm going to use the black and the fuchsia this time, so I'm just going to map it out and then fill it in with black and fill it in with fuchsia. And a lot of this video is going to be sped up because when I do these videos, I am moving at the speed of a snail, just in case you were wondering. Then things took a turn for the worse for me. I drew these lines on my face and did all this shading on my forehead, and then I realized the hollows on my temples were too big, and I just ended up not liking it, which happens, when you don't plan out looks. But it just goes to remind you that if you mess up, you don't have to start all over. Just grab some makeup remover and start again. So I'm just going to wipe off what I did, and I'm going to start fresh with a little bit of white cream and then shading again around my forehead. Then I'm just taking a liquid liner and I'm going to draw like some cracks, I guess is what I was going for, in my skull. So I'm just drawing like little squiggly lines and then filling it in darkest, like where it's like coming off of my head. God, I'm so great at explaining these, aren't I? And then I'm just going to throw in some shading here and there. Wherever I shade, I like to go back in with like a white cream and then just go in between whatever I'm shading and whatever I'm not shading, just to kind of give it like that little highlight effect. And I guess we're going to draw another crack down our forehead. Why not? Next, we're just going to black out our nose. I'm using, again, the Make It Forever Flash palette for this. I just like it because it's creamy. I do like the face paints for like filling in, but for drawing, I think I like the Make It Forever, just like the cream version better. So you can draw any shape you want. You basically just want to black out your nose. Okay, so we're on to drawing our teeth and our mouth situation. I struggled with this. Oh, hey girl. I kept going back and forth. I really took my time on this. So basically what I did was just draw a black line basically all the way through my mouth. And then I would just draw like two squiggly lines, kind of like in little house shapes going up into points towards each other. And then in between those, I would just fill it in with black. I just did this continuously over and over. I kept going back, darkening up the black because, you know, we do have white on our face, so it'll kind of give it a little gray vibe, which I did like, but I just kept adding black to the bottom and dragging it upwards and then going back in with white. So just a lot of TLC, is what it took for me to get it done. So just a lot of back and forth, black and white, black and white. Again, we're just doing a little bit of shading. Any kind of little curve that I see, I would just draw over it and then again go in between it with the white to kind of give it that highlight. I like to go in with just shadow to get my shading, like eyeshadow, and then just blend that upwards. And then you can go over that shadow line that you created with just like a black cream or whatever. And to match our cracks on our forehead, let's throw some on our chin. Just little squiggly lines. These are my favorite. And for one of my favorite parts, we're gonna give our skull some gold teeth. So I'm starting off with just the gold cream from the Flash palette, and I'm gonna set that gold cream with a gold pigment. I believe this is Goldilocks from Sugar Pill. And since 2 is always better than 1, we're gonna give ourselves another gold tooth on our lower part. Throw on some lashes, and I also put a black liner in my waterline. Taking that second pink color in the Morphe palette, I'm just going to add that to the lids again, just to really brighten it up. It kind of just took over all the other colors, but I really like that pink color in the palette. So at this point, it's probably like 2 a.m. in the morning. I am beat. The Sandman just punched me in the face and I got super sleepy. So I kind of rushed through this part, but I actually like how it turned out. So I just threw on like some rectangles, is that what they are? I don't even know. I was just drawing random shapes, ribs, collarbones, and then I'm going to cover all this in black. My intentions were to do my hands and everything, but like I said, I just got so tired out of nowhere. So just wing it. It'll come out good, I promise you. And we're gonna paint splatter anyway, so you don't have to be great at this part. Don't tell anybody I said that. And then for the finale, we are going to splatter paint all over us. And for that, I'm using just a stiff teasing brush. I'm gonna dunk it in some water and use my water activated face paints, which is the Snazaroo face palette. I also have these Graf Tobin ones, but any kind of water activated paint paint will be great. And I'm just running my thumb over it to get the paint to splatter on me. Now you can change how your paint looks, how your splatter effect looks, just how fast you run your finger across it or how close or far away you are holding the brush to your face. I loved this part so much. I honestly had to tell myself, okay, enough is enough. Otherwise, I feel like I could have sat there all night and covered myself in paint splatter. I'm also going to throw some glitter on myself at some point, and then once I have all that on, I will go in with the black face paint once again and just touch up any details I feel kind of got lost underneath the paint splatter, and then I'm going to throw in some white contacts to just finish it off. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I was a little rusty. I haven't done anything like this for over a year, but I love how she turned out, and I hope you guys do too. So that is it for me. I don't have anything else to tell you guys except I love you. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.